Welcome in, everybody. How are we all doing today? I hope we're fantastic. It's Saturday evening, and you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with Flatout Racing North America, and North America's hottest GT7 racing series on the market right now. And we are back with those amateur division drivers. Axel Fuentes coming with that thumbs up. Much love, my dude. Appreciate you. So, we have a big grid tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting near the end of the season. It's round 9, so let's just drop this here for uno momento. There you go. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's GTR Sim Series 2022, round 9, Daytona Road Course. This is our amateur division, and as you can see, we got the standings up. We haven't been able to get the standings up during the races here for the last couple of weeks for everybody, so we're going to bring them up now. We're going to talk about them now, just in case we don't get the opportunity to during the race. Now, the drivers have been putting on some incredible racing action for everybody this week, this season, and I mean, what else can we say? Let's get it on. It's round 9. All right. So, let's talk about standings. Then we'll talk about the race. Apex Racing's Heathen in first place with a 40-point advantage over second place Mr. Smurf. Ricard in third with 112 points. Petey with 108. Merch with 90. Ben with 62. Corn Dog with 60. Coke with 56. Chip Reese with 53. James with 51. Stagman with 43. And Justin Salinari with 12. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is where our drivers are slotting in here tonight. So, now, we're at Daytona Road Course, so it's going to be 25 laps here. Fuel is definitely going to factor into the race for sure. Not really sure about tires. They could potentially definitely factor in here tonight, but as you can see in the standings here now, there's still 2 drop rounds to factor in, so it's not all one and done yet here. But if he then can come out a couple spots ahead of his guys chasing in the standings here tonight, that should, don't quote me, Chad, doesn't mean he's going to, but it should clinch his championship here for the amateurs this season. Now, that means he wins the prize pool for the amateur side and will be guaranteed a Pro-Am division slot next season. He won't be able to race amateur. He will have to move up, but he won't have to qualify for that position. It is guaranteed to be his. So there's a lot on the line here for Heathen here tonight. It's Daytona Road Course. He wasn't expected to make the race here tonight, but so be it. He's on the race here, and he's going to take advantage of trying to build that points gap as we're heading into next week's finale for almost all our divisions. We'll talk about that a little bit more at the end of the broadcast here, ladies and gentlemen. So first and foremost, welcome in, everybody. We are here presenting for Flatout Racing North America. Of course, our sponsors here, and very graciously, are GTR Simulator and Apex Racing Team. In the Facebook comment below, of course, is that pinned link for the Apex Sim Racing Team Flatout combination merch. We're nearing the end of the season, so that means the merch is only going to be available for a limited time, ladies and gentlemen, so you better get it while it's hot. What else do we have? Also, ladies and gentlemen, graphics done, of course, by High Pre Graphics. We love this guy. He makes everything look fantastic. He's a big reason why it looks so great for us here every week, and we appreciate it. And I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Now, Nolander Gaming is covering this from his point of view as well, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a couple of different streams that you could check out here tonight for the amateur division. Due to a little bit of an audio faux pas going on right now, the fix is en route. It'll just be solo broadcast, and then I'm not sure how podiums will go down, but you know what? We just roll. We do what we do here. So welcome in, everybody, and get ready for round 9 at the amateurs. They start the series off week in and week out. They start off very strong. And I mean, they really get the vibe set for Kanji. How you doing? Good evening, Mayor. Good evening. Hello. And Corey Hawkins coming in with that thumbs up as well. All right, so I'm just checking the stream metrics, doing the same thing I do every race before we get going. We'll flip you over to the big screen here shortly. We have 4 minutes till qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, and it sure looks like we are 100% on schedule. We have 13 drivers on track here today, and of course 2 broadcasters in the box covering this race. I mean, this is Daytona. What else is there to say about Daytona? But it's Daytona. It's going to be a good race. It's a slipstream battle here. You don't want to lose the group in front of you. You don't want to lose a buddy here. You definitely want to work together with somebody, even if it's not your teammate, even if it's a competitor, just to stay within the pace of the race. By doing that, that might save enough fuel to do a one-stop strategy. The one-stop strategy should be doable with the drivers, of course, doing the right things at the right times here. even on the lower settings with the amateur side of things, we are going to see different calibers of strategies here, but we're going to see two stops as well, I think, because fuel will factor into this race for sure. Tires may also factor in for guys that are attempting a one-stop strategy. Now, each car is going to be different for this weekend with this racetrack because each car has different attributes. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it does work out for all 5 divisions this week. And I mean, we're almost getting ready to qualify. There's nothing else to say about yeehaw, Chad. So you got some of the guys running some practice laps here right now. I'm just going to turn on the information for everybody, of course, and then we're going to let you all take a little peek-sees here. So there we go. All right, all right. I feel like like we need a little adjustment. Like that. Something just ain't jiving here when I set this up, so I'm just gonna make a quick little adjustment here on the fly, chat. Bear with. I noticed as the broadcast has been going on this season that thing's been lurching a little bit every broadcast, so we're going to correct that right now. It is getting down to the wire here, so we definitely want the fair play to be a definitely big factor here as we're coming into the end of the season. I mean, this is round 9 of 10, ladies and gentlemen, so hey, you should be excited. I know I am. And, you know, we had a little bit of a faux pas ourselves here at GT45 Gaming this week with our PlayStation 4 completely crashing and burning on us. So, with the gracious help of the community and it's a little bit of luck, we managed to get a PS5 in time to get here this weekend and back on screen for everybody. So, with that being said, YouTubers, 1080p should be available for all you viewers over on YouTube. And unfortunately on Facebook, because I'm not partnered with Facebook, they're going to tell you you're getting 1080p, but you're really still only getting 720p. However, with that being said, we are playing on a 4K 120 hertz TV to go with it. So, you guys are still going to get a very good look at what PlayStation 5 and GT7 together really do have to offer. It still shows up really amazing on the stream, so I really hope you guys enjoy the updated videos as well with the stream here tonight. It is going to be fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. It looks really good. So let's go through the field. Let's take a little bit. Again, this is just practice. We're not qualifying yet, ladies and gentlemen. Stream looks amazing. Hey, love you, Payme. Love you. We got Corn Dog here on track as well. And, I mean, the cars just look so great. Oh, this is going to be a beauty. This is going to be a beauty. I mean, these guys really send it every week, too. We got Petey. We got Stangman from Team Hypre. We got OBR Andres. And, oh, man, the boys have really fired up the liveries here as we're ramping up to the end of the season. Perdea here for the OBR boys as well. Got Chip Reese for VPR. We've got K Ricard for Flying Fox. We got Heathen for Apex Racing. We got Ben Blaker for Ice Esports. Rick James from Stealth Racing. So a ton of teams available. And oh, we're playing with nighttime, are we? Fantastic. I think they're resetting the lobby for qualifying. We got Mr. Smurf, I believe, is VPR as well, and Merch. Unsure, ladies and gentlemen, actually. Could be independent driver here, so I believe we are starting qualifying. If I'm not mistaken here. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's that time. It is that time. I'm not sure who made it out first. There he is. Looks like Ricard made it out first here, so Ricard is out and he is solo, so it looks like nighttime conditions here for racing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So the bigger question is, after 25 laps here at the Daytona Road Course in Florida in the United States of America, are we going to see that beautiful Floridian sunrise? I hope so. I really do hope so. Stream looks awesome. Diabolus Rocket is new sponsors. Hey, facts. All right, so Ricard will be leading the way here. He got a huge jump on the rest of the pack here. We got Koke in pit lane. I'm not sure what that's about here, but we're just chilling. We're chilling. We're going with the chat. Koke had a really crazy race last week, so he's just getting ready in, dialing in. Maybe he made a mistake there. I'm not sure what quite is up there, but he's sitting in pit lane currently. Maybe he's on a qualifying ban. Anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen. We really do never know exactly what is going on, and we don't really like to speculate, but it could be a number of things. Obviously, the drivers have... Let's go put that over there. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. Actually, that's probably not quite enough. More this way. There we go. Does that mess with you guys? It's kind of in the way of the track map, I suppose. Hey, I'm trying to find a good place to put this so it's not a visual distraction for everybody. Let's put it down here. Oh, I'm not doing a very good job at this. Yeah, okay, I'm down with that. I just want you guys to enjoy this experience tonight. This is the first stream with the PlayStation 5 for Flatout. It's not the first stream today with it. We got to make our other race earlier today too as well, but we'll be a little more ready for the absolute gorgeousness of GT7 that we do see here. So Corn Dog here in second place for Ricard, flying lap here now, ladies and gentlemen, with 1:31 was that out lap. So what should we expect to see here for times? Hard to say. The guys may not be going all out in race pace, so we may see race pace be significantly slower than qualifying. Obviously in qualifying, these guys are just going to send it, because that's what it's all about. Get the fastest possible lap you can put in cleanly, of course, around the racetrack, and try to get the best position to start the race. So Brenton Wilkes, let's go Blaker. Hey, the fans coming in, we love to see it, we love to see it. There's no BFR racers. Well, I don't know what to tell you, my dude. I don't know what to say. That Flying Fox livery looking pretty dark and mysterious here today. I don't know what the name is for this one. I don't have an idea. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But it looks good. It looks good. Corn Dog here in second place. He's got that classic bright green livery. You can never miss this driver on the racetrack. You can definitely see that car. So 140.646 was that lap here. It's going to be Corn Dog with a 45.8. We got Mr. Smurf is going to come up into P2, but Rick James takes P2. Where's Blaker as he comes across here? And it is going to be P5 as I missed him come across. Andres in 6th, Merch is in 7th, Stangman's in 8th, PD's here in 9th, Brea's in 10th, we've got Chip in 11th, and Mr. Heathen here in 12th. And Koke's now just coming out of pit lane here, so maybe he was waiting for a little bit of slipstream there. Again, qualifying can be just as strategic as racing itself, of course. What's up, GT? Welcome back. Appreciate you, Gary. Hey, let's go, Kells. Bring home that W for Flying Fox. Sweaty Palm says Foxes. Hey. We love it. We got Jesse Salas coming in with the thumbs up. John Grayson with the thumbs up. And hey, good evening, Mr. Grayson. How are we? We're going to do a little refresh here. I'm just not getting an update on my comments, so bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. If I miss you, I do apologize. We love you, and we're not ignoring it. That was really loud in my ear. Oh, it's fantastic. Beefcake is fantastic. It's absolutely beautiful. Good evening, John. Good evening, my friend. Hope you're doing well. So it's Corn Dog in pole position here now, and he's purple again. So 145.810. That's very respectable time here around Daytona, especially for our amateur guys here. And James very close behind here with a 46 flat. So just a couple tenths of a second. And then there's 3/10 of a second from him and Mr. Smurf. 4 tenths between him and Ricard. And then there's almost 3/4 of a second between him and the current championship standing leader, Heathen. There we go. Let's see where those guys settle in. Merch taking pole position right there. James taking second. Petey now jumping up into pole position. So the boys are starting to heat up here now, ladies and gentlemen. They're starting to cook. They're getting in that slipstream. They're gaining some time here. It's now a 44.770. Good evening, Keith. How are you doing, my guy? I hope everything is well, brother. Let's go, Smurf, Chip, and Corn Dog, says Jesse. Ooh, the love is coming in, chat. The love is coming in. We love it. We love it. Drive fast. NSR. Alright. So that might have something to do with something. I don't really know for sure, but here we go. It is a fight. It is a fight for the pole position here. This is a 10-minute qualifying run, ladies and gentlemen. So we're about 3.5 minutes remaining. We got purple there from Mr. Smurf. Heathen hasn't put in that heater lap yet, but he's purple as well, and he's in a very, very dark and mysterious looking race car there here today. So, and already we're seeing the day starting to come in here, so the guys are going to get into some better conditions. Hopefully the track will start to warm up. They'll start to find some grip under racing conditions, and then we'll probably really see some great racing around Daytona here. Of course, turn one, always a difficult corner under race start conditions, so it'll be interesting to see how the drivers all handle that. We got to find the guys coming. Oh, there he is. All right, so we got Record coming through here. Let's see what he's got as he comes across the line. See if he can improve on that P7. No, he does not. Who's our next one? I keep going through. There we go. It is Corn Dog. He doesn't seem to make an improvement there either, so that's really unfortunate. But man, these guys are pushing P's out of 44.770 is that fastest lap. So Pete's coming around here right now as well. It doesn't look like he is going to improve at all on that lap. Must have made a mistake. Mr. Smurf is still in second place. Merch here in P3. James in fourth. We have Corn Dog now into fifth. We have Stangman in sixth. Heathen is seventh. Record is down into ninth. So somebody leaping frog, and everybody there. It was Chip Reese coming in with a heater. Fourth place there with that mellow yellow Mercedes this week, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Blaker here in 10th. Andres in 11th. We got Perea in 12th. There's Perea coming across right now and doesn't gain there. Koke's coming out here right now as well, and he is purple. He is putting in a heater here as well. So, ooh, a little bit of traffic there, just trying to get out of the way. There was that driver, and Koke reacting quite quickly there. So, hopefully, it didn't cost him any time on that purple lap, but he's going to continue to push on here. So, let's stick with Koke. We know this driver is quite quick, so actually we're only about halfway through the track, so Petey's calling it. He's pretty happy with that lap. Mr. Smurf is coming around here. We still have a minute 20 left yet, ladies and gentlemen, so there is still time for these drivers to get some laps in, but I think Petey's pretty satisfied. 3-second penalty there for Merch. That's just going to ruin his day, and that sun is starting to rise here, ladies and gentlemen. It is starting to rise. All name records live your form. Purple rain. Oh, okay, I like it. I like it. Nice one, Corey. Good call right there. Good call right there. Alright, let's go check on that YouTube channel here too, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. I'm not ignoring you, I swear. I promise. Alright. Do we have game audio? We do. We have everything cranking and working. Let me know if anything is off, chat. Be honest with me so I can fix it right away for you guys. We just want it to sound as good as it looks. So Merch in P4 here. So it is PD still on pole. Mr. Smurf still sitting in second. We have Corn Dog up into third now. Merch pulling off the track there, getting out of the way. We got Koke coming around in fifth. He's got teammate right there. Chip Reese dropping down into sixth there. He's just coming across to see if he improves. He does not. We got James in seventh. Heathen in eighth as he just came across. We got Blaker in ninth. Stangman here in 10th. And you can see that the OBR boys are side by side. Ooh, and one of them got it wrong. They're just a little too early on the power. And that was a great shot by our TV crew, our helicopter camera right there. We got Record here in 11th place. You see Corn Dog right there beside him. So the driver's starting to get a little bit clustered up, and sometimes that's not ideal when you're qualifying. I mean, personally, I like a little bit of space. I know Slipstream obviously is going to find you time around here, but I don't know. I guess I'm not here. I'm not in the situation. I'm not in the heat of the moment. So we're starting to see the drivers pull over off to the side here. So Merch is in pit lane, so it is looking currently like it is PD on pole. Mr. Smurf in second, Corn Dog in third to start row 2 here. We've got Merch in fourth, and row 3 is Koke with Chip Reese. But I mean, these guys are still on hot laps, so let's stick with Koke and Chip here to see if they improve on those times. And I mean, these guys are nipping. If they got a good run through here, a little bit of slipstream, Chip Reese might even be able to jump over Koke here as well. So a really good qualifying here from Chip Reese especially, but no surprise here from Koke. So we're getting close. We're going to see this little kinky here. Oh, there we go. Coming into the bus stop. That was a great shot. Again, the helicopter crew coming through in the clutch there. That was a beaut. And let's see what happens. We got, I think it's Heathen in between Koke and Chip there as well. So come on, Heathen. Let's go with Heathen, says Larry Birch. What is up, my guy? How are you, brother? Hope you're doing fantastic. We got just checking on everything. We don't want to miss our viewers. Let's go merch do for Canada. Hey, Corey coming in with a good call right there. Koke does not improve. Let's see what Chip can do. Chip does not improve either. So it is looking like it is going to be Petey coming here for pole position. So pretty big bonus point there for Petey. And let's see what Andre does here. Doesn't seem to improve that. Pereira's just coming around here, and he's got somebody in behind him as well. Potentially record here. So we do have Pereira. Where's record? Boop. Nope, looks like we're all done here. We're all done. Alright, so it's going to be PD on pole with Mr. Smurf sitting right beside him in second place. In row 2 is Corn Dog with Merch lined up right beside him. To start off row 3 is Koke from OBR. VPR's Racing Chip Reese will line up to finish off our third row. Rick James is going to start row 4 here with Apex Racing's Heathen, our championship standings leader, rounding out that fourth row. Moving into our fifth row, it is going to be Blaker, and sitting beside him will be Stangman. These two had a great battle last time around, so we expect to see nothing less out of these two drivers again, and lined up right beside each other to start this race. And in row 6 is Record, followed by OBR Andres right beside him, and rounding out the field here today in row 7, ladies and gentlemen, is of course Paraya here. So a juicy, absolutely juicy field. I appreciate you, Ben. Appreciate you, my man, Canada, for the win. Hey, you guys are absolutely on fire today. We love it. We love it. We appreciate you all. Corey coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, my guy. I'm just not getting those updates. Sleepy 404 coming in again with the love here today. We appreciate you, Sleepy. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And I hope you have a great stream later tonight, my gal. Go check Sleepy 404 out over on Facebook Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. She's got some style, man. Go check her out, Call of Duty streamer. And well, we support her here at GT45 Gaming, so say less. Get over there and throw her a follow, chat. Alright, so we're just waiting for race time. That's it. Let's check the split times here. We're very close. We're 1/10 of a second between first and second place. It's PD and Mr. Smurf. And then there's a little bit of a gap, 3/10 of a second there to third place Corn Dog. And then, I mean, it's a 1/10 and a half. Less than half a tenth. So we're talking 5/100ths between him and Koke. Koke and Chip Reese is about 2/10 of a second. Between him and James is even less than that. It's only 4/100ths of a second split. Heathen is right there, 3/10 of a second behind as well. I mean, just absolutely super close, super close in that mid pack. By the way, where's the Aussie flag up top? Is it not up there? Oh, you're right. Good call. We'll take care of it, my man. Appreciate that. Alright, it's race time, chat. Kick them tires, light them fires. It's time to go racing. Let's go. 13 drivers on track here for round 9 with Flatout Racing North America, and it is going to be a good one. Let's get ready. Let's get the information primed up. And unfortunately, this is still an issue here. So, oh, bad start. Maybe a false start there up in the backside. So he's just pulled over trying to get out of the way. Might have taken a little damage getting into the wall there. So in the back of the pack was, I'm not sure who that was, but not a good start there. And it is going to be PD coming into turn 1 for the first time here. And we're going to keep our eye on that mid-pack. This corner 1 is always tricky, especially on these cold tires. We have drivers on different compounds of tires, but it does look like everybody makes it through crisp and safe. So PD in the lead, and he is, ooh, great shot right there. Oh, we have a driver off going into the horseshoe there, so maybe just a missed braking point. I'm not sure what the case is there, but we see a driver having a little bit of a struggle in the backpack. So it is PD in the lead. Mr. Smurf is challenging. He took a look up the inside, but he realized that wasn't the right place to make the move, and he just closes up on our first place driver. So Mr. Smurf putting immediate pressure on PD here in the lead. So Smurf gonna be forced on the outside there. He is really making some time up on PD Corndog, making a mistake, losing a position, potentially 2 there as we come out of exit. No, just 1, so that's going to drop him back to P5 there. And Blaker grabbing up P4 there, so that was a great job by Blaker to take advantage of that mistake by Corndog. And great exit there by the looks from PD. Mr. Smurf sitting there with Koke now in behind chasing, so in the slip. Koke is going to move up the inside. Is he just going to sit in behind with some clean air? That is what it looks like. He's just taking it easy here. First time through the bus stop by all these drivers. Let's see how they handle it. We got Blaker here in 4th place. We got Corndog in 5th. We got James in 6th. Stangman here in 7th. We've got Record in 8th place. And with some different lines going through the oval here. We got Chip up, down into 9th. We got Merch in 10th. We got Andres in 11th. We got Perea in 12th. And we've got Heathen. I think that was Heathen we see him making a mistake there going into the horseshoe at the back of the pack there now, and he is out of that slipstream, so he is in for a little bit of a fight here. He's going to have to do some work to catch up to this pack, maybe hope for a little bit of clustering going up into the corners. How you doing, Riley? We're fantastic today. Hope you're doing well, my friend. We got Joe coming in with that thumbs up, and Riley Brinkley's coming in with that thumbs up. Gary also coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, everybody. We appreciate all of you. Back to the racing action, and we're just going to jump out real quick. We're going to get our cameras reset. There we go. Oh, and a helicopter crew coming in, big time. PD in the lead, Mr. Smurf in 2nd, Ben in 3rd. We have I can't remember who that driver is in 4th. Haha, my bad. I don't recognize the car right off the hand. And then we have whoever that is in 5th. So let's bring up some information. I was going to try and wing it, but winging it's not working for us, so let's bring up the information. Alright. Ooh, mistake there made by Petey, so that's Mr. Smurf's opportunity. You're closing back up again before we get to this long run to the bus stop here. So we're getting to the back oval, essentially, ladies and gentlemen. So this would be turns 3 and 4 if you're running the oval track. And ooh, Mr. Smurf got it wrong, and that's going to be opportunity, and Blaker's going to jump into that P2 spot. He is going to be followed through here by Koke. Koke is going to grab P3 from Mr. Smurf, so that mistake he's costing Mr. Smurf 2 seconds, and Corndog now in that slip, and he's putting the pressure on. So here we go. Let's jump on with Corndog as we are coming into the bus stop, and it is going to be side by side. Is one of these two going to relent? No. So here we go. No contact made. That was a nice clean entry coming in there, and ooh, Koke making a little bit of a slow entry there, so these drivers having to navigate that. And ooh, look at that opportunity by James as he slips up the inside of Corndog and knocks Corndog down into P6. Let's jump on board with James here as he's going to try and grab that position on Mr. Smurf as well. So James quickly moving up into 4th place. Great exit coming out of the bus stop, and he is in that slip. And okay, he's going to give a bump here. He's not going to pull out and try to make a move here. He's going to try and separate himself from the rest of these guys that he just passed. So James, he's going to pull out into some clean air, get the optimal line coming into the corner. Koke going a little bit defensive, and here we go. This is where things get a little bit spicy. We got 2x2 coming into the corner here, and it's James and Corndog side by side, and Corndog is not going to be able to get the job done. Where James with a great defense on the outside here, and it is battling up into the horseshoe. And here we go. Are we going to see a dive coming in as well? No, lots of respect given as we go through here. Some great battling happening in the early mid-pack of this field, and James going to move up to 4th, Corndog in 5th, Stangman now up into 6th place. Mr. Smurf dropping down the field here currently into 7th. We got Record in 8th, and oh my goodness, we are missing so much right now. These guys are battling like crazy. Let's get the TV crew working. We got just a cluster up in front there. Let's see what's going on up front here. We got Stangman now looking for position on Corndog here. We had a little bit of a cluster of cars, and you can see these guys are very, very close together here, and the qualifying was close in the mid-pack, and as I suspected, the racing in the mid-pack is just equally as close. So here we go. Head up, boy. Keep pushing. Long race left apex. Hey, you jinxed him. Nah, not at all. So it is. I mean, these guys are pushing. Mr. Smurf here in 7th. We got Chip in 8th. Chip's doing real good here. We got Merch and Record here battling for position. Merch down the inside. Record's down on the inside. He's looking for a little switcheroo here on the oval. Ops just pull into that slipstream. Give him a little bump instead. And that is exactly what he's going to do here. So a little push up into the corner, and going into the bus stop we go. And ooh, very, very nice set of bus stops there by all the drivers. We got a little battle up here now. Let's get to this battle here. We've got Corndog and James battling again for 4th and 5th place. We got Stangman now in the slipstream closing in on this battle. So Stangman's job now is to pick which driver he just basically wants to push here. So Corndog is going to settle in. He's going to give James a little bit of a bump. He's going to give him a push. He's going to try and pull out, but he's just opened the door for Stangman here. Corndog goes to make the late move, and we're going to go 3 wide into the corner. Stangman backs out. Corndog goes in deep. Ooh. Oh, James gets a little bit of a tap there as things get all mixed up, and it looks like, oh, Stangman is a little bit out of sorts there. It looks like James gets through. So it is Corndog now up into P4. It's Mr. Smurf up into P5, taking advantage of that little bit of confusion there. Merch into 7th, Stangman into 8th, Record into 9th, James all the way down into 10th. We have, ooh, Heathen getting spun here, or spinning. I'm not sure what the case is, but he is in the grass. He's got that car turned around, and we got OBR Andres here. Ooh, just coming around that corner, almost making contact with that wall. So some of these drivers are having a spicy start to their day, ladies and gentlemen. And the racetrack, the weather is really changing drastically. It's sunny, and then it's cloudy, and then it's dark, and then it's light. So the drivers, the corner is never the same every time around the racetrack right now. So these guys are really battling a racetrack here at the moment, and some of the drivers, of course, handling it better than others. PD currently in the lead, but he has not been able to break Ben Blaker off his tail here. Koke's still right there. He's just a little bit out of slipstream right now. Ideally, he needs one of these guys just to make a small little mistake, which allows him to get back into the slip, or have Corndog in behind, get close enough to start giving him the push to get caught up back, and then we got a four-way battle for the podium positions here again. So we're going to see a lot of this here tonight, I think. Mr. Smurf here in 5th place. We have Chip in 6th. We've got Merch in 7th. We've got Record in 8th. We've got Stangman in 9th. We've got James in 10th. We've got Perea in 11th. And ooh, he is sliding through the grass at the bus stop here, it looks like. And there he is. As you can see, Apex Heathen coming, we're going to grab that position, and Andre's just coming around here as well right now. So it has been an interesting race already. Championship points leader not having a great night here tonight. So interesting it's going to be to see what happens. PD chasing. First place, Ben Blaker. Losing some time on PD there, so PD must have got a good exit out of the bus stop and opened up that gap a little bit. So now Ben Blaker's going to have to work really hard through the middle part, the infield part of Daytona Road Course here, to try and close that gap back up so he can get a run back on the leader coming into turns 4 and 5 on the oval. Blaker chasing. It was 1.6, now it's 1.5, so slowly but surely he is trying to reel that gap back in. It's Koke in the slipstream of Blaker here, so he has caught up to that second place driver. He's gotten himself into that ideal position. Let's see if he can stay there as we're coming around and out into, of course, that final turn 4 and 5 on the oval park track, which leads, of course, into the bus stop, and then the fun. Turns 1 and 2 on the oval, I guess, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. I'm all backwards here. So Corndog in 4th, he's out of that slipstream, but he's not too far out. He does have opportunity here to still get on the back of these guys. Mr. Smurf back up into P5 now, 2.4 seconds down the road behind these guys. Merch, 1.1 seconds behind Mr. Smurf. We got Chip Reese here. He's kind of in just a little bit in behind here as well. These guys just need to work together a little bit here in the mid-pack. If these guys can start linking up and working together, they can really start to do some work. Ooh, and Stangman and Record there going for a little battle, coming in and out of that bus stop. And here we go. Who's got the run? It does look like it's Record here who's got the run on Stangman. So it is PA for Record. Stangman slots in behind in P9. Settles back into that slipstream. James here in 10th. We've got Heathen in 11th and Perea here in 12th. Perea's having a rough day here, it looks like. And Andre just coming up on his teammate there, but it is PD. And we're starting to see some battling here for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. These guys have, like I said, the slipstream is going to keep closing these guys back up for as long as they can maintain that distance between each other, and it's going to continue to provide battling, especially up front. So right now, these guys have a decision to make here. Work together as a 3-car train, catch the leader, and turn this into a 4-way battle for the lead, or just battle it out and make it a 3-way battle for 2nd and 3rd place and see what happens after the pit stop sequence, and then sort it out after that. Right now, if I'm in this position, I'm going, okay guys, let's link up, let's use each other to get that speed on these pushing parts of the racetrack here. Let's close up the leader. That's what I'm thinking. So let's see what these guys are thinking here. We've seen a little bit of different lines. We've seen a really long sweeping line from Blaker. We've seen a tight line from Koke. And we've seen kind of a mid line from Corndog there. And it kind of seems to me like Koke had the better line through the corner there. As you can actually see, Koke is going to go down inside of Blaker here, and he's just going to opt to tuck himself up in front, or at least attempt to. Blaker is definitely fighting him on this battle here, and it is going to be Koke coming into the infield, the bus stop in the lead, but now that puts Blaker in a position to basically make the same move back on Koke. He also has Corn Dog tucked right in behind here, so interesting little battle here. These guys, again, we're going to see these positions swapping fairly regularly throughout this race for as long as these guys are this close together, because slipstream gives you that slingshot effect, and it can work here on Daytona if you time it just correctly. So it is PD coming through in first, it is Koke in second, it is Ben Blaker in third, and a very close third, and Corn Dog creeping up here in fourth place. And as we're coming into turn one, it looks like Koke overshot, and it is a battle side by side for second place between Corn Dog and Blaker. So Corn Dog, he is going to edge Ben out here coming into the horseshoe, but is Ben going to respond back with a move on the inside? No, it's going to be covered off by Corn Dog. So great defensive move there by Corn Dog, and all Blaker can do is settle in behind that exit and wait for a next opportunity. Koke, the big loser going into turn one there, we overshot the brakes a little bit going wide and gave that position to these two drivers, and Corn Dog almost lost it there as he was setting up for the corner, and almost went a little too far onto the track edge, and this might start allowing Mr. Smurf to start closing up on these guys here now as well. So PD hasn't lost these guys. 1.4 seconds is the gap to the leader right now, so they're doing a pretty good job of keeping it clean as far as the battling going and not costing a ton of time. But at some point, if they continue to swap these positions around like they are, it is going to start to spread these guys out. So they do, I mean, that's just going to come down to each individual racing. It's the end of the season, every point counts, racing is racing, every position matters. Strategies change a little bit as we get near the end of these seasons, ladies and gentlemen, and we're starting to see that. I mean, the pressure's on, these guys are pushing, these guys are absolutely driving their hearts out here tonight, and it is Blaker now in third place, and he has a whole lot of mirror full of Koke right now, and these two have been having a pretty spirited battle here so far tonight. Ben Blaker just seems to pick a driver and just battle with this driver all race long, and it looks like tonight it's going to be Koke. So let's see what plays out here, ladies and gentlemen. Koke is going to go up on the outside. This is a difficult pass. It's really tough to make this work without somebody pushing you. As you can see, Koke has no choice. He's got to slot in behind Blaker here as we're coming up to the start-finish line to start lap 8, and he's just going to have to wait. He's just going to have to wait for an opportunity. He's going to take a look up the inside, but Blaker is doing a great job of covering him off here, so Koke is just looking for a way around right now. He might have had an opportunity there, but he just was coming in too hot, and he had to take that corner a little wide, but Blaker's doing a great job here defending against Koke. So some spirited fighting up in the front of the pack. Let's go see what's going on through the backside and the mid-pack here. We've got Mr. Smurf chasing 4.5 seconds. You can see how much difference in time makes when these cars work together, and he's losing that time literally because this second, third, and fourth place pack here is just, for the most part, working together. Stangman here in 7th, and these guys are starting to get much of the same thing here. We got James tucked in behind there, a little bit of a unintentional push. We got championship points leader Heathen now up into 9th place here as well, starting to settle into the race here. So we may start seeing much of the same from these guys. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Chip Reese in 10th place. Not sure what happened to Chip there. Must have made a little mistake dropping a couple of positions, but still in the thick of this. And Perea, getting a little bit wrong. Teammate does a great job getting around there. Perea is just struggling a little bit here with this racetrack today. Unfortunate, but hey, not every driver has his best day every day, ladies and gentlemen. So we always seem to see one or two drivers that have a difficult day at the racetrack, and it always seems to be a different driver this season. Today it looks like it might just be Perea's off day on the track, but the car's still out there turning the wheels, and that's really all that matters, ladies and gentlemen. But it is PD. He's been leading the race from the get-go. He started on pole position. He's sitting on that bonus point, and he is right now controlling the pace of this race. It's not he doesn't have a big gap here. I mean, he's that slipstream. Corn Dog is still there. Corn Dog is just not letting him get away. He's like, nope. It's not happening today, my man. We've got Koke and Blaker, and these two have been battling, again, like I said, very healthily all race long. Bring the rain, says Steven. Let's go, Rick. Hey, much love, much love. We're just checking on everything, make sure everything is good. It goes. What's good? Hey, Cody, what's up, my man? What's good? The racing's good, dude. That's what's good. All right, so Blaker here in 4th. Koke's got the edge out there. He's now moved up into the podium. Blaker's now chasing Koke. Again, at some point, these drivers got to realize that all they're doing is slowing each other down. Mr. Smurf has opportunity here now. He can maybe gain some pace on these guys, get back in that fight, because he has a problem here. He's got 4 guys here that are battling currently, but eventually these guys are going to sort themselves out. We're probably going to see these guys split into groups, and then they're going to start to track Smurf down, and Stangman is on the outside looking in here. He does doesn't take anybody out coming back across the track there. He gets that nose into the wall. That is an unfortunate spin there from Stangman, and Daytona is just not being friendly to him there, but he does manage to not hit any of the other drivers, and that is a really great job by Stangman there to get that car as quickly as possible out of harm's way for other drivers, and not really put a ton of damage into it. Definitely hurting the front splitter a little bit on that race car, but overall, all things considered, could have been a lot worse. So Stangman's back on the road, and we've seen the struggles here tonight. We have definitely seen some struggles here tonight, and is this maybe a little bit of what we can expect to see moving forward throughout the rest of the divisions? It's really hard to say. Daytona looks like an easy racetrack, but it has plenty of ways to call you out. And if it feels like that you're trying to not play nice, it will fight back with you. So I think we're seeing that. We're side by side, Corn Dog and Petey. Corn Dog taking the tough line around corner one there, and he does a great job there holding that line on the outside. But Petey's got that inside track, and he's going to get that. He's going to get that spot and hold it. P1 battle there, very short-lived between him and Corn Dog, but it was a battle nonetheless. Corn Dog took a look. He took a crack on the outside, just couldn't quite get the job done. But it was a great attempt there by our P2 driver, Koke, now closing in on Corn Dog, so that does allow the third place driver to get back up in this battle, and we're in for a spicy race up front here tonight, potentially, I think, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, oh boy, got Blaker coming around here in fourth, we got Mr. Smurf here in fifth, got James in sixth, we got Record in seventh, we got Heathen in eighth, we got Chip in ninth, we got Merch in 10th, Stangman in 11th, Andres in 12th, and Perea in 13th, so almost halfway through the race. And it's been a good one. It's been juicy. It's been some great battling, especially up front here with this group of four. But that mid-pack's been juicy too. So fastest lap on track currently does belong to Merch at 1:45.983. So it'd be interesting to see what it ends up at the end of the race. Like I said, we're almost halfway through. We haven't seen any pit stops yet, so it does appear we're going to see some one-stop strategies here tonight. We'll expect to see drivers start pitting at lap 14 or 15, if I had to guess, and try to maximize that soft tire the rest of the way around the racetrack. It's just a guess, educated guess, based off what I see so far here tonight, but it is PD in the lead with Corn Dog chasing, and Koke very close behind in third place, 1 second between first and third place. Ben Blaker losing a little touch here. I'm not sure what happened, just a couple little mistakes. That's all it takes here at Daytona, and he is by himself now, so he's lost slipstream and lost draft, so he's got his work cut out for him here now. Mr. Smurf chasing in fifth place, 5 seconds behind, and then Rick has 9 seconds, so some of these guys may have to do some work in pit lane. We got Heathen and Record, and it seems like these two are working together here. We see some pushing, some bump drafting happening here. This is a tough spot. Heathen giving just a push maybe a little bit late there, but Record does a really great job at handling it there. Heathen making sure he stays in behind, not to make the situation any worse, but what that does is it allows Chip Reese now to get involved. So again, these guys all just kind of little mini battling, and it groups these guys back up, and now Chip Reese is back in a potential fight for 7th place here. Merchant 10th, Stangman in 11th, Andres and Perea rounding out the field. Let's get back to this little mid-pack battle here. Let's jump on with our championship points leader, Apex Racing's Heathen here. Helicopter cam working hard here in Daytona tonight. It's about time they're really giving us some great angles here. But Heathen is trying to help Record and of course himself catch up to the drivers in front. So there is a 1.7 second gap here from James. James is trying to break away from this pack because he doesn't want to fight for that position. Obviously he wants to be ahead of that pack, but at the same time he's in a very, very tough spot. He has a driver solo, no partner up in front. If he connects back up with this group and all 4 of these guys play nice, they start reeling these drivers in. Potentially 1.5 to 2 seconds a lap if they do it correctly. So a little bit of food for thought, maybe. Record in 7th, Heathen in 8th, Chip in 9th, Merchant 10th, Stangman at 11th, Andres in 12th, Perea here rounding out our field, and all 13 of our drivers still on track here. So it's been a long, grueling season on these cars and the pit crews and everything that goes on behind the scenes. So they're still looking great on track, and they're still definitely running great. So good job to everybody keeping these cars running for these racers week in and week out. Absolutely appreciate it. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just viewing or you're just checking this out to see what we got going on here, we are presenting round 9 from Daytona Road Course here for Flatout Racing North America. Our sponsors here are GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, the graphics are provided by Hybrid Graphics. And with that being said, we're just going to kick this off with a little message here from GTR Simulators.
Introducing RS30 Ultra, the first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. By GTR Simulator. Go fast.
Alright, much love, of course, from one of our title sponsors, our GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team, the other title sponsor here, ladies and gentlemen, again, HTTPS, semicolon, // ooh, and look at that, Corn Dog leaping in front of PD here for the position for the lead. So Corn Dog finally getting that lead from PD. So Corn Dog takes that lead away. It is the first lead change, and our second race leader of the night now does belong to Corn Dog. So PD finally losing that position. Got the bus stop a little bit wrong. Corn Dog took full advantage of that mistake, jumping into the lead. Koke still in third. Blaker here in fourth. We got Mr. Smurf in fifth, and we're starting to see some pit stops. So that was good timing for a GTR Simulator. A little message there. We love it. Long race. It is. It's a very grueling race, Daytona here. This is not easy business for these drivers. So we got Petey, we got Corn Dog coming in. They're the first of the drivers to come in. We have, looks like Ben getting it wrong there. No, it wasn't Ben. But we have Koke now, our race leader, of course, with the sequence of pit stops happening. So it is our third race leader of the night, ladies and gentlemen, our second lead change of the evening. Blaker here now up into second place. Mr. Smurf back up into third. Of course, sequence of pit stops starting here. And James up into fourth. Heathen up into fifth. Chip Reese up into sixth. And this is where the leaders start. Corn Dog, Petey, our record now coming into pit lane. Andre's a little bit behind with Perea, so let's see what happens as Koke comes around here now, ladies and gentlemen. And we knew pit stops were going to be happening soon, so it's going to be interesting to see what the situation is here on these cars a little bit later on here in the race. See what strategies the drivers are on, see what they all opted to take. I mean, you guys can see what tires, of course, are coming off of and going on to, and of course how much fuel they had left in the cars. If you're paying attention on the screen there, you guys can definitely tell that. So you guys have an idea of what's going on, but I got a little bit of a better idea of what's going on than you guys do currently right now. But definitely not a tire issue race here. I definitely think it comes down to the fuel. So it is Koke. Ooh, a little bit of a mistake into the bus stop there that could have cost him, but he managed to get it corrected just in the nick of time, and it looks like he's going to come out of there without a penalty. So that was the issue. He almost went a little bit deep into that final corner and manages to keep it tight, but I don't know if he's going to have fuel to go around again another time, so it's going to be interesting to see. But he's definitely made the halfway point of the race. I did say if we do see one stop through day, honestly you want to see 14 to 15 laps out of the car. He's going to go around one more time, so very interesting. Mr. Smurf, he's going around again. No, he's coming in, so Mr. Smurf is coming in. Let's see what Blaker does here. Looks like he's coming in as well. No, he's going to go around again. No, he is coming in. Let's see what James does. James is going to go around, so second place. He then comes in. I do suspect Chip's going to come in. Merch is going to probably be coming in here as well. He's just coming around right now. We should see him dive right in there. Absolutely. Stangman coming in. What is Andres going to do here? He doesn't necessarily need to. He could probably go around one more time, in my opinion, but he may just follow suit and lock it in, or he may try to gain some time with a little bit of an overcut potentially, and that's what it looks like he's going to do. He's going to go around again. Corn Dog is in now 8th place and moving up the field, up into 4th place with all the pit stops from these drivers. So getting up ahead there is Petey still chasing Mr. Smurf in pit lane, Ben in pit lane, Heathen in pit lane, Chip Reese in pit lane, Merch in pit lane, Stangman in pit lane, and this has been a great racing record here coming out. So some of our drivers have stopped. Once we get those sequence of pit stops coming out, it'll be interesting to see how everything settles out. Hey, some tough tires, absolutely, my man. It is what it is. Koke is in the lead still, so, and this driver still has to stop. This driver still has to stop. This driver still has to stop. And now you can see he's got the leaders battling. Petey's going to jump back in front of Corn Dog. So when all this settles out, that's going to be race lead back to Petey. And yeah, Andre's just throwing a wrench into the program here for these drivers battling for this position. You can see Corn Dog's going to take advantage of that mistake. He's going to get around and this battle back on between him and Petey. But Andre's doing a great job there at interfering and mixing things up. So now that changes pit strategy a little bit. That cost those two drivers a little tiny bit of time there, having to get around Andres. So let's see what that relates to in our pit stop sequence. See where Koke comes out. All said and done now, and behind these guys, James as well. PD, he's coming around here right now. We got Corn Dog coming around. Ooh, we got a battle there. Corn Dog's going to get the move done on PD through the bus stop, and it is back into the lead with Corn Dog once they come around here. But is it? Is the bigger question. How much time did that cost Koke and, well, Koke specifically and James? Now, let's see where he comes out. This is going to be interesting. Coming around right now. It looks like we got Andres diving into pit lane there, so that will round out, of course, the pit stop sequence. It is going to be Corn Dog take the lead. It is going to be PD coming out in second place. Koke still taking fuel. James here, so where is Perea? He needs to come into pit lane. So does, he opts to stay out another one. Ben Blaker going around, so it's going to be interesting to see here. Heathen going to move up into 7th. James and Andres still in pit lane here. Chip's going to come around and take 9th there. Ooh, a couple of position changes in pit lane here, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that interesting? All right, let's settle in. Let's see where we're going, and let's see how this race finishes, ladies and gentlemen. We're on lap 15 of 25. Our current race leader at the moment is Koke. So Koke, getting the job done in pit lane, jumps across and ahead of Corn Dog and Mr. Smurf. Compliments of teammate Andre a little bit there. So, very interesting scenario. That gave Koke just enough time to get out in front. So a little bit of team strategy coming into play there. Fantastic work there by his teammate Andres, just to slow those guys down enough to give them the chance to try and gain time in pit lane. And boy, oh boy, did it relate to some time gained. Corn Dog now chasing in second place. Mr. Smurf in third. PD all the way down into fourth, so something happened there. Interesting scenario. Ben Blaker here in fifth. We got Perea in sixth, and he's being passed by James, as James just went flying around inside there. We have Chip and Heathen here in 8th and 9th place, with Record right behind Chip Reese in 10th. Merch in 11th place, Andres in 12th, and Stangman here now in 13th. So let us see these strategies all play out. Koke in the lead. Coming around the start lap 16, he's got 1.6 second gap on Corn Dog. Now we know Corn Dog has good pace all day long. Mr. Smurf, he's been showing very strong here as well this weekend, and he's chasing here in third place, 2.1 seconds. PD to Smurf is 1.3, so I'm not sure what happened. I think he just came out in front of him there in pit lane, and PD's just got that little bit of a gap to clean up and tidy up. James here in fifth, 4.9 seconds. Heathen, who's now moved up into P6, so the championship leader's starting to make some time up here as well. 5.6 seconds. Chip Reese in 7th. Chip Reese is having a great race here tonight. Sitting there in P7, and he just comes out ahead of Blaker there, so Blaker just losing out on Chip there as he comes out in 8th place in between him and Records. So Ben Blaker coming out of pit lane right in between these two drivers. So managing not to lose 2 spots there, but definitely he's going to have to battle his way through here now in 9th place. Merch is in 10th, Andres in 11th, Stangman here in 12th, and Perea now coming into pit lane. So, alright, let's rock and roll. Koke in the lead, and we know this driver's quick. We've seen this driver quick, and strategy might be the deciding factor for him here tonight. Ben Blaker having a little bit of a rough day as we see him coming into pit lane, so I'm not sure what that was about there, but he says looks like he didn't put the right tires on, so he had to go make an extra pit stop there, and that is unfortunate because the pit delta here is unreasonably long at Daytona. It doesn't make sense, but it's a long pit stop here. Mr. Smurf in 3rd place, and let's catch an eye on these gaps. 2.1 seconds, so Koke's opened it up. Corn Dog's losing the gap to the 3rd place driver Smurf. PD is losing a little bit of time here as well. He's also allowing Rick James now to catch up. Heathen is in 6th place. He has not put any time on James, but hasn't lost it either. And this is 12 seconds. So I guess the bigger question is, should these drivers link up? Records now in front of these 2 drivers, so he's gained 2 positions there. He's gotten ahead of Chip and Ben. So now Blaker in behind, Chip's in the middle of his Mercedes sandwich here. So let's see how they sort each other out through turn 1. It's going to be fun. Here we go. Ben gets really good time made up under braking there. He's going to try to go out the inside. If he can hold that, it's going to put him on the inside to the next corner. And it doesn't look like he quite got the power down just as early as he wanted to there. So Chip is still edging him out slightly here in 8th place. But Chip does lose that position to him here coming into the corner. So it is 8th place Blaker, Chip into 9th. And now Merch is trying to close up the gap here. 3.5 seconds. That's allowing him to start seeing those guys up in front of him here now. Stangman here in 12th. We got Perea here in 13th, and Andre's there in 11th place. But the leader is Koke from the Overtake Boys, and he is opening up the floodgates here right now. Now 3 seconds, almost a second since the last time around here on Mr. Smurf. Mr. Smurf is losing it just a touch, and I mean just a little touch of time on PD and behind, and Mr. Smurf was the fastest man on the racetrack last lap as well, so that means Koke must have put a really good time in just in front of him. PD here in 3rd place, so he's gotten back around Corndog and James, and he's moved himself back into the podium position. We got James and Corndog now battling it out here for 4th and 5th place. Corndog thought about going out outside there and thought better of it, tucked back in, kept that slipstream going. I think he opted to look inside there to try and make a move, but decided that Rick wasn't going to give it to him. So James now, he's going to hold that inside, of course, coming into turn 1. Corndog is going to go in really late on the brakes, as we've seen this move from Corndog before. So let's see if James responds on a cutback here, but no, Corndog had a great entry there, cuts that cutback off, and he does manage to slot ahead of James here. So Corndog looking racy here today, ladies and gentlemen, moving himself back up into 4th place and now trying to chase PD back down for that podium, but he does have a review mirror full of James here, and this guy's not going to let this go. He's going to go up the inside here, and it is battle on. Ooh, here we go. Corndog's got the inside track here as we're coming in, so let's see what James does. You see James really slow down here. He's going to look for early power and try to get a good run up on Corndog coming up into this next corner. By the time these guys come out to the straightaway, James is going to try and be tucked right in underneath his rear bumper here. Corndog is playing semi-defensive, but he makes a bit of a mistake. He leaves an opening there for James, and James is going to take the run. It's going to give him the inside track coming into the oval sector here, and nope, he's going to have to tie into the slipstream. Let's see how this battle unfolds. Corndog currently up in front in 4th place, so a little bit of juicy battling happening here between 3rd and 4th. Let's go take a quick look at his Koke, Mr. Smurf, and Petey. We don't have anything quite brewing there, but we do have Corndog and James here, and I'm not sure if they're working together or battling. It's a little bit of A and a little bit of B here, I think, but they're definitely working hard here right now, these two Mercedes drivers, and this is a great little battle here for that final podium position. We are on lap 18 of 25. We still have a ways to go yet, too, ladies and gentlemen. This has been an action-packed race. There's no lie. I mean, everywhere we look, there's a battle brewing somewhere, so very little time to really have a chance to settle into this. These guys are just putting it on the line, and there we go. James taking him out there, does manage to squeeze that nose on the inside, coming around the start-finish line. It is going to be James across the line in 4th place, but he's going to recede here. He's going to let Corndog below the breaking point is what he was hoping for there, go wide, but he doesn't. I mean, again, Corndog's been going in late to that corner all race long under the brakes, so it's not that he wasn't used to that. Oh, and a little bit of a mistake there by Petey. Maybe starting to feel the pressure here from these two drivers as they're closing in. James is going to look up inside. It's going to be a late exit there from Corndog, and that's going to give James a position. James is going to go back up into P4, and boy, oh boy, what a battle here. James is going to have the inside track. Let's see if Corndog dekes him out, tries to get the inside line here. Nope, these guys are going to definitely just take the racing line. This is a very difficult corner here, and you don't want to force the issue here. A little slight miscalculation, and you're doing a little bit of lawn mowing here at Daytona, so the driver's definitely playing nice through this sector. All just waiting for each other to make a mistake, and we've seen lots of little mistakes and lots of drivers take advantage of that. So James goes up high trying to break that slipstream. Of course, Corndog down here in P5, trying not to give that slip away, but at the end of the day, he's right there. He's in that distance, and there's a possibility he's going to close the door back up. So Koke 3.9 seconds, still opening that lead up ever so slightly. Mr. Smurf 5.6 ahead of Petey. Petey is half a second ahead of James. So this battle has been happening behind Petey's trunk here, and is now becoming a part of his backyard. So these boys are starting to get into that 3rd place driver's personal space, and it's about to become a 3-way battle here, potentially for the final podium spot here at Daytona. Boy, oh boy, here we go, and you can see James has got a good run, so we're going to stick with this. Jump on board. Let's go, hood cam. with our third place driver. You see James comes up, gives him a push here. He doesn't have an inside line here to take, so there's really no point there. He's just going to settle in behind and wait for an opportunity as we come into the infield. You can see Corndog had to come in a little bit late there. You can see Rick seeing him coming, just cuts off that entry. Make sure there's no cut back there. So great defense there from James in forward place and behind our third place driver here. Now this is a tough angle, and these are what these drivers are dealing with here. I mean, you leave a little bit of apex there, and there's going to be a potential move made on you by the drivers chasing. So James is doing a good job of defending Corndog here in fourth place, but he is losing touch a little bit with the third place driver, Petey. Still a gap between first and second place, and we're seeing a little bit of a battle brewing here between some of our backpack guys. Are starting to close up here as well a little bit. Boy, oh boy, this has been healthy. You can see Rick giving Petey just a little bit more of a bump, and I'm almost wondering if, ooh, there we go, a little bit of strategy maybe perhaps for Rick there, a little bit of a bump, and hopefully he takes a wide entry into the corner, starts to feel comfortable, and that opens up the inside, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. So a little bit of mind games coming from the drivers here, so a little bit of yeah, I'll help you out, mate, right until it's favorable for me, and I'm just going to take that spot away. And that's what we just seen out of James there. So podium position here for James potentially, but we got 5.5 more laps of this, ladies and gentlemen, before it's all said and done. Ooh, almost a push into the bus stop there. Definitely not what Petey was looking to do there, but that really allowed James to really get a good run through there. Petey here now chasing in fourth place. That was a pretty good little slick move there from James. We got Corndog here. He is in that slip, so does he opt to push or does he opt to make the move? You know, he's going to try and take the slingshot effect here on the outside, and he is going to get the job done. So again, it takes a perfectly timed move on the outside here at Daytona to really get around the driver on the outside, and that's exactly what that was the case of. He used that slingshot at the right time, had that maximum amount of momentum, and just edging out his competitor here in Petey, managing to get 4th spot there for Petey. So Petey dropping from P3 to P5 in that sequence, so he's still right there in the fight. He then, I mean, only 6.5 seconds behind these drivers. You can see them up there, so sitting in 6th place with record right behind in 7th. Ben Blaker here in 8th. He's starting to do a great job of making up some time here. He's got Merch in tow. Chip Reese in 10th. We've got Stagman in 11th. Andres and Perea here in 12th and 13th, and they're right there, so they're close enough to almost start making something happening together potentially there as well. Let's get back to those TV camera crews, shall we? Whew. These guys have been lighting it up for us here tonight. Hey, shout out to my brother in-law Corndog and friendship Reese. Hey, appreciate you. I can't read. Reading is hard apparently. Everything's looking fantastic. We're just doing a quick stream check, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, everything's been running really fantastic today. Koke here in the lead. He's doing great. 4.6 seconds. I mean, can he hold it is really the bigger question here right now. Does he have the fuel? Does he have the tires? Are all those things in place for Koke here to bring home the win for OBR today? Mr. Smurf here in 2nd place, chasing 5.1 second gap to 3rd place, 4.7 seconds on the race leaders. Maybe he is starting to reel him in here a little bit. We got James in 3rd place, and he's in a tough spot here. He's got a couple drivers chasing, trying to hold that final podium position down here, and I mean, that's not comfortable. That's not cozy gap at all here around Daytona. So every corner, every braking point, every line, every little oversteer, understeer matters here right now as he's trying to get away from these guys. And you need to use the infield sector to really do that. So this is where it counts, and this is where he needs to do his work. But Corndog's just not letting him go. Corndog has that great pace all race long, and I highly doubt that this battle is close from over yet. Petey's right there as well still. I mean, he has been in the fight all race long. He's in 5.3 seconds, starting to close in on these guys. He's already knocked 1.2 seconds off those guys since the last time we were on him. That wasn't that far ago, maybe half a lap. Record in 7th, 5.1 seconds from Blaker in 8th. Merch has only 1 second gap, so Merch is slowly but surely reeling Blaker in here. Chip Reese is 8 seconds, 11 seconds ahead of Stangman, 7 seconds ahead of Andres, and Perea is just 1 second behind here. So it looks like the drivers are all going to survive here and make the lead lap, barring nothing dramatic happens, of course, to those drivers for the rest of the race here. So it comes down to who's got it and who doesn't. Hey, Sam, you better luck next time, Ben. Let's go Chip and Smurf, VPR, baby. Koke in the lead, and OBR Koke is looking very, very strong here today. Mr. Spurf again representing VPR Racing Team here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see if I can get the team shoutouts here while I have a little bit of time left in the race. We got James here from Stealth Racing. We've got Corn Dog here. I'm not sure. VPR, I believe. We have PD here as well, and I believe he's a Flying Fox now. I'm not 100% sure whereabouts PD is here. Right, of course, Apex Racing's Heathen here, sponsored driver here in the series, and of course holding a pretty good lead in the championship standing. So he does need the ultimately good result here. Half-second penalty, that's going to cost him about a second and a half here. Record here in 7th place, Flying Fox Racing, of course. Ben Blaker, of course, ICE Esports Organization. We got merch here. I'm not sure who merch is representing here tonight. Maybe VPR, maybe. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, boys. Chip Reese, of course, representing VPR here as well. Stangman, Team Hypre, of course, our graphics designer here for the series. We just love this guy. And then, of course, our other two OBR boys here, Andres and Perea. Well, there you go. Our controller level is low, chat. It is low. Should we plug it in? It might give you a weird audio, so I'm gonna try and hold out. Alrighty then, so that is kind of what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, interesting. So Koke in the lead. Tires not really too much of an issue for any of these drivers here today, I don't think. Fuel is going to be the deciding factor. 5 seconds between first and second, 2.6 seconds now between James and Mr. Smurf. James is pushing. He's broken free of that packet behind. He's got the slipstream out of the way. He's trying to reel in the front two guys here now. Corn Dog in 4th. He is trying to hold off PD here for that 4th place. Is still trying to chase down James up into P3. We have Heathen here in 6th. Record in 7th. Merch in 8th. Coming into that nice juicy oval sector. And Blaker in 9th place here. Chip Reese in 10th. That beautiful mellow yellow car today. Stangman in 11th. He's just been having a rough day at the racetrack here today in that Team Hypre Mercedes. As you see, Andres going around grabbing that position there, and Perea not too far behind these guys here, rounding out our field today. But all eyes are on this man, Mr. Koke, looking very strong here today. I'm not sure what team merch is. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure either. He may be independent. He may be independent. Some of these guys are independent racers, so not all of them drive for teams. So I feel like he does drive for somebody. I just feel like I don't remember who it is, and that's my bad. Alright, so Mr. Smurf here in P2, looking good, but boy, he's got a group bearing down on him. James, 2.4 seconds, Corn Dog, 1.7 behind him, PD, 1.6 seconds behind him. So let's see what goes down here. I mean, we're going to stick on board with Koke, 4.1 seconds, so that lead has been diminishing to Mr. Smurf. Now, Mr. Smurf has been watching that lead dwindle ever so slightly to James, but I mean, this is it. The next time around that start-finish line, it is the final lap for these racers, and if they got to do it, they got to do it now. So it is kind of an all-or-nothing situation. This bus stop exit is vital for every one of these drivers right now on the racetrack to maximize that exit, get the best run they can coming into this final lap, and see if they can make something happen. So 4 seconds, Mr. Smurf 2.1, James 1.7. 3 podium finishers here with a little bit of a gap, but I don't call that comfortable. One mistake, one miscue, anything can happen, and it is game over for one of these drivers, and it's going to be that position loss. So is it going to be fuel? Is it going to be driver error? Or are these guys going to bring it home exactly where they sit? We're about to find out. Final lap as Koke's coming into the horseshoe, and it is game on. Game on. Just keeping an eye on things here. We're keeping an eye. I mean, there's still definitely opportunity for battle, for something to happen here in between these top 5 drivers right now currently. Anything. Racing is racing. Anything can happen. Even Heathen could potentially gain position here yet. Driver runs out of fuel or something like that in the wrong spot. It changes everything here. So Koke coming around. He's got almost there, halfway around this racetrack. He's coming out of the infield sector. Final time. Around turns 1 and 2 into the bus stop, through 3 and 4 on the oval, and take that checkered flag. Can he take the checkered flag in first? Mr. Smurf chasing. He's been dipping into that time. James is pushing. He's pulling half a second there. Corndog trying to do the same. Petey trying to do the same. Heathen just can't quite close up. So it is so close, but yet so far away situation for our drivers here to end this race today. But boy, did they battle hard to sort themselves out into these positions today. But it does look like it's going to be Koke. We're not going to quite call it yet. We're going to let him get there. And it is going to be OBR's Koke for the win here at round 9 at Daytona. So congratulations to Koke. That was a great race. Mr. Smurf is going to take second place here. That was good racing from Smurf. And James coming across with a strong third place. Corndog with a spirited fourth. And Petey with a very spirited fifth place. Championship points leader coming through with a solid sixth place. That was a good recovery for this driver here as he's just rolling around the corner here right now. Great shot by the cameraman there, by the way, as well. And record now coming around for Flying Fox Racing here. It's going to be a P7 for him as well, and that is a very spicy looking livery. It does look quite good, so that's a great job there. Let's see if we can get them to zoom in on that a little bit here as he coming up. And that is a mean looking Fox here today, let me tell you. But solid 7th place finish here for Record, and he is on fumes. That I can definitely tell you. Merch is going to come around here. It's going to be a P8 finish for Merch. And that was some great racing from him here. These guys, some up and down days. Blake is going to come around in a P9, having to make an extra pit stop, making it a tire selection error there in the race. We got Chip Reese here in 10th place as he's about ready to come around here as well. And he had an up and down race, but it was a good race from him. He's really starting to come into his own as a racer here as Chip Reese. So it's fantastic to see his progression this season. He's definitely looking very, very solid. And it's a solid 10th place finish for this driver. So congratulations to Chip. Stangman had a rough day today, but he's going to bring it home in P11. Andres in P12. And Perea is going to bring this thing home in P13. And every one of these drivers are on the lead lap here today. So even though some of these guys had a really tough race day today, but they still managed to keep their heads down and keep that thing right and tight. And they're going to bring every single race car to the garage running here today. So a great job by all the amateur drivers. That was some great racing. What can I say, chat? Wow, great job here by these guys. I think he was going to go spin that thing around, but he just missed the line there. So there it is. 13 drivers entered, 13 drivers conquered, but only 3 get the title of podium. And it does belong to James, Mr. Smurf, and Koke, ladies and gentlemen. So GG's to those drivers. Fudge, it happens to the best of us, Ben. That's still a good run, my dude. Great finish, Heathen says Payme. That was some great racing right there, ladies and gentlemen. That was some great stuff. These guys battled hard all race long. Way to finish strong. Kells, Flying Fox, Stealth Racing, another podium. Hey, there we go. We love it. We love it. Alright, so let's go check out our situation here. We do have Mr. Nolander up in the house with us there as well, so we'll be touching base with Nolander here for podium interviews, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll let the drivers, of course, do what the drivers do, and we'll get ourselves sorted out for podium interviews. So let me just change a couple things up here real quick. And let's get back to what we got going down here on the screen. Bravo, Smurf says Salas, they forgot the mediums at the stop. Oh, so it was a tire mistake made. A good run, Chip. I agree, that was a very good run from Chip. I don't think he should be disappointed there. I thought that was a fantastic job by Chip. So kudos to him for sure there. But it does belong to Koke here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and that was a good race there for Koke. He fought hard. He was up, he was down, he was all around. But you know what? At the end of the day, comes out on top. Really benefits from a pit strategy and a little bit of help from a teammate. And I don't even know if it was an intentional help. It was just the way it worked out there today. And he gained a ton of time making a series of pit stop sequences and gets himself on the podium. So with that being said, let's jump over to our podium screen, and there we go. Right back there we go. We don't have the desktop audio on quite yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're just waiting for the guys to queue in. So that was some great racing from the amateur division. You know, all season long our amateur guys have really just stepped up and just put on great races every single week. So, I mean, what else can we say? But GG's, boys. That was some great racing again from our amateur division. They always find a way to kick off Flatout racing week in and week out. And tonight it was a very spirited battle here at Daytona Road Course. Don't forget to save your replays, gentlemen. Obviously, it's important for any stewarding information. Alright, we've got ours saved. So I do hear one of the drivers popped in for sure. It might be multiple. I'm just going to go check on it in one moment. Again, Nolander may take the lead once he sees the guys in here. It's totally cool with me as well. Who else did we have there? Right. Boop, boop. And our first place guy does belong to okay tonight, which is fantastic. That was some great racing. That was some great racing. So let's go touch base with the guys here. Hello, Mr. Nolander. How was the racing for you, my friend?
Oh man, my guy, absolutely fantastic. That was some great racing we've seen once again from our AM division. These guys are putting in some times and doing some fantastic racing. I'll tell you what, my guy.
Absolutely, and I mean this one especially was extra spicy. I mean, you think that these guys are feeling the pressure. You think that these guys are realizing, this is almost over. We've only got a couple of weeks left. It really did look like that the drivers really put it all on the line here to try and ultimately gain the best amount of points that they could here today.
Yeah, I get the feeling that that's exactly the case as the season progresses. These guys are just putting in the work, and you can really see it on track. And some really fantastic, clean racing out there tonight, and everybody was absolutely flying. I mean, 145s from the AM division around Daytona.
Yeah,
They're
140.
cruising.
44.7, I believe, was that fastest qualifying time in qualifying as well. So these guys were definitely showing some pace out there tonight. But the track fought back. We've seen guys just make those little tiny mistakes, and we know how the grass around Daytona is, ladies and gentlemen, as racers. It's like quicksand. It just sucks you in, and you're mowing the lawn for the stewards all of a sudden. So we seen a lot of that happening here tonight, and that was just due to the intense battling on the racetrack.
Yeah, you get real tight, real fast racing, and racing incidents sometimes happen. Sometimes it's just a case of a driver taking something with a little bit too much speed, outbraking themselves just a little bit, and it only takes just a little bit of that green stuff to set you off, as you know, my friend.
Absolutely. All right, so we do have our third and second place drivers here in the chat. We usually don't see the OBR boys come in. Again, I think they're Spanish speaking more than they're English speaking folks, so we'll give them some time for, of course, for a race winner to potentially jump in the chats. But let's move up to our third place finisher, ladies and gentlemen, and that was a really just a spicy race. It was hard to say who was going to take the podium tonight, but Rick James came in. He looked like he started off a little bit sluggish, and then he just turned up the heat as the race progressed. The car seemed to really come in through the long run, and a little bit of strategy perhaps from this driver. But congratulations again, finding yourself another podium, not only for yourself, but Stealth Racing. How was that race out there today? It was definitely some spirited battling. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was kind of tough. It was a shame that I got took out there on the second or third lap there. I believe I could have went up there and run with the number one guy and maybe made a good race out of it, but I had to come back from 10th place, and I kind of lost my composure there for a lap or so, and then once I got it back together, I was after him.
Absolutely, and I mean, like I said, you look like you started off a little slow, and then you just kind of heated up as the race progressed, and then right at the end of the race, you just really turned up the heat. Was that a part of your strategy here tonight?
Of course, I was running a little bit of fuel save in the beginning because I was wanting to be able to just go flat out on the soft tires as soon as I could get them on. So, yeah, I was running a little fuel save on the first stint, and I think that's what helped me get up to where I was because I don't believe I had to take as much fuel as a lot of the other guys did.
And I actually can't actually confirm. I wasn't really paying that much attention to it because you guys were just making such a spicy race for us broadcasters here today. But you looked really good out there again, as always, for Stealth Racing and another strong finish. So I'm going to let Nolander fire off a couple questions here. And congratulations on your race tonight, my man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't catch the incident between your whomever it was, but I'll tell you what, you were absolutely hard charging and did a fantastic job to come back and get yourself a podium position, regardless of having a bit of a rough start. Now, I caught a little bit of very interesting information about you during your last interview, my man. You, being one of our racers who has actual racetrack experience and on this track now, do you think that comes in as a pretty big factor for your race here tonight?
I'm really surprised that the actual braking points and my turn-in points were almost exactly the same as when I'm there racing for real. It was hard to describe because I was afraid to push that hard. Then I found out that I could run just like I was out there in real, and that made it more fun.
Wow, well that is very interesting and fantastic news. So, big shout out to PD and Gran Turismo for getting that all sorts of right. Fantastic, good information from you, man. What are your thoughts on the rest of the season as it progresses, my guy? You're just going to keep doing your thing, getting in lots of practice hours, whatnot. Do you practice a lot for these races?
I practice me and No Limit and Snipe. We practice hard all the time. And I mainly run on their settings, which I think helps me during my race. And I got to contribute a lot of the help to them two guys for sticking with me.
Hey, awesome. It's not just about when you're in the race, it is all about your race, but preparation, man, preparation goes down so much better with the team behind you and everybody putting their ideas together and sharing information. And that's one of the things that we love to see about the leagues. Especially here at Flatout Racing North America, the guys, get together, they practice together, they learn from one another, and really, I think it's key to everybody having success, getting to know one another on the track as their breaking points, their turn-in points, and just a matter of being comfortable with one another side by side in a race really makes all the difference.
Another thing that helps me a lot is when I save the recording or the replay, I get in the cockpit view of each and every one of these guys, and I watch them, and I watch them really hard, and I learn, I believe, where their strong and weak points are, and I use it against them if I have a chance.
Hey, absolutely. That's brilliant stuff right there, my guy. It's like watching game footage after a football game. Just what you said. You get to know people's weaknesses, you get to know their strengths, and you take advantage where you can. So, definitely fantastic job, and congratulations again on your P3 finish here tonight, man. Amazing stuff from you.
I appreciate it. I want to thank you all for the time and the effort y'all put in. I want to put a shout out to the sponsors and thank them for supporting this racing league.
Absolutely fantastic, good stuff, man. I always love to give a shout out to these sponsors and all the guys behind the scenes that make these things happen. It does take a team effort, so thank you for that. Thank you very kindly, Mr. GT45 Gaming. Any further questions for you, my guy?
Talking about Tokyo. Thoughts on Tokyo for the finale?
I'm scared to death of that place. The walls are so unforgiving, and you got to run a good, smooth line and just don't get out of control. That's the main thing. Just don't get out of control and don't push the racetrack. You can't push the racetrack at all, or you'll end up in the wall.
Absolutely, and for the viewers just going, pardon me, Tokyo? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Next week's finale for most of the divisions will be at Tokyo next week. So we qualified on Tokyo, and we're going to send season 2 out on Tokyo. So should be a wall banging good time, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. But congratulations, great racing, and can't wait to see you in the finale next week.
Thank you. I can say that I'm not quite looking forward to it as much as I was this evening.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Nolander, why don't you kick off our interview with our second place driver here? And this driver definitely had some spirited battling going on today, so take it away, my guy. Hmm. Did we lose Nolander?
He's muted.
All right. Well, we'll keep going with it. No big deal.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
apologies.
He's back. All right. Take it away,
Hey,
my guy. Take it away.
congratulations, Mr. Smurf, on your P2 finish here, my guy. Tell us how you're feeling.
Feeling pretty good. And I got really lucky that Corn Dog hit a wall and took him out of P3, or
Racing
took him out of
incident.
P2 and allowed me to take it.
Yeah, there you go. You guys were having quite a little battle for that.
Yeah.
Did you kind of get the feeling that maybe you were pushing him a little bit and just needed to keep on doing that and your opening would come? Because that's pretty much how it worked.
I was just making sure I tried to keep pace. If an opening arises, I was going to take it. That's pretty much all I could hope for. And I got an opening, so I took it. So, yeah, got lucky.
Indeed. So, moving forward, as Mr. GT45 said, season coming to an end and gonna finish it off on Tokyo. What are some of your thoughts on that track? Are you real familiar with the track? Are you comfortable on the track? Tell us about how you feel.
Um, yeah, that one's got me a little nervous. It's not a strong track for me, but I'll just put work in. It's all I can do. I have all my guys help me out as much as they can. Take whatever tips, just like I have from everybody that I get to practice with and whatnot. So they just keep grinding as well as I can.
Indeed. Well, again, congratulations, man, and we wish you the best on track and in life, my guy. And we will let Mr. GT45 Gaming take it from here.
All right, my guy. You had a really good qualifying there. You're showing good pace throughout the whole race, really. But not only for yourself, but for a lot of the drivers, and including the race winner Koke himself. I mean, it was an up and down kind of race. You guys were up in the top front, and then you were in the back, and then you were in the middle, and then you were back out front. And then the pit stop strategy came in, and you settled out in a nice P3 position at this after the end of sequence of pit stops. Now, a little bit held up between you and Petey were battling a little bit there, swapping positions, or him and Corndog were at some point, and they got held up a little bit by OBR Andres there as he was coming in for his pit stop at the end of that lap, and it took him a little bit of time to get around. Do you think that that was that moment where you knew you had a run at one of the podium positions?
I knew I had to run at the podium when Petey probably hit that invisible wall on turn one and sent them off track. But I knew it was going to help me out because I fuel saved my entire first stint, so I could cut down a lot of the time and make up time in the pit. I mean, I had still 2 laps left when I pitted, so I didn't have to take a bunch of fuel and came out. And then I had, at one point, I know the tires were nice and warmed up, and that's when I opened up the throttle, went full out, and I took the fastest lap away from Koke.
Ah, so stacked that fastest lap point. And I was wondering if you did sneak that away, which you managed to do. So bonus point for you. So you're doing really well. I mean, you're right there in the fight for this championship. You have a little bit of a gap to overcome there, of course, the championship points leader, but finishing 4 spots ahead of him today. So how are you feeling going into the finale next week?
Pretty much I'm nervous. I mean, Fuji's a rough track. It's extremely technical, and if you're not on your game, it will chew you up.
And that's absolutely the truth. We've seen that in qualifying. Of course, when we ran the qualifiers as well, we've seen lots of the guys really struggling with Tokyo. It's not really necessarily everybody's best track, and I think that's what really makes that finale so intriguing. We're gonna go do a city circuit, and it's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's gonna test the driver's patience. It's gonna test their nerves, and it really is gonna test all the drivers' skills. So, up for the challenge?
Oh, absolutely. The one thing I am curious of, though, is when I'm done with the race, I want to see what my fastest lap time is and compare it to what I did for qualifying to see what kind of improvements I've made throughout the entire season.
Absolutely, it is definitely interesting to see. But I can definitely promise every one of the drivers through every division this season has seen some form of improvement in their driving because you guys and girls have absolutely pushed each other to the maximum limits this season. The huge racing from you tonight. So, great racing. You're looking good. You're coming in strong and looking to finish off strong, I'm sure. Shoutouts and thank yous, my guy.
Um, my VPR team, love the guys. They're a lot of fun to hang out with and push me. And then everybody else that's helped me along the way, you yourself. And actually, I have to say thank you so much on teaching me how to just a short shift. I wasn't even doing that in the beginning. So you teaching me that little fuel saving technique has helped me a massive amount in these later events once I kind of got the hang of it. So thank you.
Well, hey, you're most welcome. We try to help where we can as well. Even the broadcasters know stuff sometimes, chat. Look at that. Huh. But no, seriously, we do appreciate it. I mean, you've been looking good out there, so it was a well fought and a well deserved second place here, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure Nolander agrees, and it was just some great racing from here today. So again, appreciate you coming out, giving us some extra time at the end of the race. Come talk to us, and we're gonna let you get back to your team and your crew behind the scenes, and go get that Mercedes ready for next weekend's finale.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you for everything that you guys do to make us look as good as we try to look.
And you guys bring the action, we just bring the heat. That's how it works. Teamwork makes the dream work, baby. But no, it's been great, fantastic racing all season long. And I know myself as broadcaster, have just been absolutely thrilled at the racing we've seen all season. It has been spectacular. And I mean, you guys send it off. You start it off every week, and no different this week. Huge hype, huge fire, huge race. And you just never disappoint. The fans loved it. So congratulations to every single one of you on track, not just our podium finishers, but all the drivers on track here today, because it takes all of you to put on that show. And boy, oh boy, it was a show. Battles all through the pack, all race long. It was great racing here today at Daytona Raceway. And, just huge love to our drivers. They worked hard. Much love to the staff behind the scenes and our volunteers. And, of course, much love to Nolander Gaming for coming in and throwing his point of view out over there as well.
Hey, thank you for that, my guy. And Mr. Smurf, again, congratulations on your P2 finish, man. As Mr. GT45 said, you guys have just been absolutely just putting on a show week in and week out throughout the entire season. Battles from the front of the pack to the back of the pack, just crisp, clean racing all the way through. And it's just been an absolute pleasure.
Well, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure listening to you guys and watching your videos and that when I get the chance and the few times I do. So thank you guys so much, and you guys have an absolute awesome evening.
You too, brother. All right, Mr. Nolander, and unfortunately we don't have our winner here. And again, it's something that I'm not too surprised of. This is the case sometimes. So OBR is Koke coming in. And again, another driver that didn't just get out in front and win this race from start to finish. I mean, he was in the mid-pack. He was up at the podium. He was in the mid-pack. He was down in the back of the mid-pack. He fought his way back through. He got a good pit stop sequence, put him out in the front. Once he found his way out into the front, he really did settle into his race. And he did a really great job at holding it off for that final stint. And I mean, it was a very well-deserved win from Koke. I mean, anything you want to add to that, Nolander?
Indeed, no, absolute brilliant racing from him. As you said, he really had to put in some work on that race, and we've been kind of seeing it. I've been seeing it the past couple of races, looking really, really sharp. I'd love to get his thoughts on next week's race, but and as far as his standings in the season goes, to my knowledge, he'd come into the season a little bit late, but has really been putting on a show. Really has improved each week as well, and so absolutely congratulations to Koke on his P1 finish here tonight.
It's just been some great racing all season long from our AM guys, and boy, they really did put on a show for the fans here tonight. It was some great viewing pleasure, and I mean, thanks for taking some time here to come and broadcast with us tonight. And you got pro-ams tomorrow night, so what are you expecting to see out of that pro-am 1 lobby tomorrow night?
Oh man, I expect much of the same as what we've seen here from our AM division. Many of the drivers in the pro am division, I personally know and have been on track with, and I just never know who I'm going to root for from week to week. I suppose I'm rooting for them all just to have a good race. And in general, that's what we see from them. And all the divisions here at Flatout Racing are just fantastic racers from one division to the next, from race to race, battle to battle is just, man, just grinding, and you can see it. You can see it in these drivers' performance and their integrity, and it's a great show week in and week out.
Absolutely, and I mean, something we're going to talk about that in a second here. So that's going to be 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, ladies and gentlemen, over at Nolander Gaming. Definitely want to go check that out. We have the Elite broadcast here on the GT45 Gaming side as well, ladies and gentlemen, at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll definitely be live to bring that to you. And I don't even know what to expect out of these Elite guys. These guys are just incredibly fast, clean, precise race car drivers. It could be a nose to tail race, front to back of the pack tomorrow all the way through, or it could be a spicy race like we've seen from the amateur guys. Just guarantee that we'll see those laps be a couple seconds faster than we've seen from these amateur guys here tonight, and that's no joke, ladies and gentlemen. So Elite Division should be a pretty incredible race here, and again, this is really the last really wide open racetrack these drivers are going to have to really send it. So Tokyo is going to be a lot of strategy and a lot of patience next week. So if these drivers are going to make anything happen, it's definitely going to be this week for the Daytona Round 9. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we have the Pro-Ams. Now, with the Pro-Ams finished next week, that's not it. We're not crowning champions yet. And we're going to take the top X from Pro-Am 1 lobby. We're going to take the top X from Pro-Am 2 lobby. And me and Nolander Gaming are going to get together in the comms booth, and we're going to have a little race-off chat. And that little race-off is going to lead to a championship title for Pro-Am supremacy. Whoever wins that race-off will be crowned Pro-Am champion. So these Pro-Ams are not done at round 10. They still got one more race to go to really crown who the Pro-Am king is. So I bet you didn't know that, Mr. Nolander, did you?
I did not. That's fantastic news. I love it. It's just one more race to get to watch these guys do their thing, and I got to tell you, I really was digging the input that we're getting from Mr. James there, being as how he's had real life track experience. It was really awesome to hear his point of view on his breaking points and turning points being much the same on the game as it is in real life. So that's very interesting news. And again, congratulations to PD and Gran Turismo for getting that all sorts of right there.
Absolutely. It was just some great racing all around. And I mean, what else can we say? It's almost over, Chad. It's kind of sad, but we're setting it off with a bang here at Nolander Gaming and, of course, GT45 Gaming. Both of us running off the PS5s here now, so bringing this action to you at the absolute best screen quality possible. So I really do hope everybody enjoyed the viewing experience on both sides of the spectrum here today. And, I mean, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us here for the interviews tonight, my guy. I'm going to let you send your community off your way in your style, and I'm going to do much of the same. And good luck tomorrow night with the Pro-Am 1 guys.
Absolutely, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. And you do the same, my guy. And we will be chatting with you. If not before tomorrow, we'll definitely be getting a chat in after the races tomorrow for sure, man.
Absolutely. So much to talk about. We talk about you guys all the time behind the scenes, but we're not saying what. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, you know, it's a lot of work. Of course, broadcasters, we work hard as broadcasters to pass ideas between each other. And of course, that makes the broadcast as a whole across the platform as visually pleasing as possible. So lots of work goes in behind the scenes. So huge shout out to Nolander. Appreciate you coming in, and you've been just a spectacular addition to the team, dude. Super proud of what you've been doing here with Flatout Racing. So thank you so much for just doing you, my guy. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, my guy. And thank you all for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and definitely enjoying every race, every minute of every race. So right on, my guy. Good stuff. And to y'all up in the chat, thank you all too very kindly, because these things don't go over well without y'all. So thank you.
Absolutely. And we'll see you all very, very soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, Nolander Gaming, the guy's a living legend, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what else can I say? You know, I've been absolutely tickled pink to see Nolander Gaming's progress as a broadcaster and a racer, and oh boy, he is good, isn't he, chat? He is good. Make sure you guys go over there, show that man some love. Make sure you throw that video over there at Nolander Gaming on Facebook, and he will most likely upload that to his YouTube as well this evening. Definitely go show some love over to that man. Let's crank this out. Let's get Flatout Racing North America across the world. Let's hear North America roar in the sim racing market, chat, and it all starts with each and every one of you. If you have not liked and shared that stream out yet, please do so. It's free to do, and it does help us grow, and all that does is force Facebook and YouTube to do what they don't want to do, and that's force it out to more people to see, so they can come on and see what's happening and help us grow as creators and as a league. If you're hanging out over on the YouTube channels, whether it be Flatout or a GT45 Gaming, it's the same difference, just a couple different buttons. Like and share is the same, but if you want to continue following the action, hit that subscribe button, turn on the live notification bell, and you'll always get notified when we go hot here for Flatout Racing North America. I mean, what else could we say? Much love to GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team, our sponsors. We are going to send you off with a little video from Flatout Racing North America here before we end around 9, and after that, I mean, it'll be a chat. So stay winning. Remember, everybody, that is most important. Keep your heads up out there. Life is a roller coaster ride, and remember, you all matter. Thank you for the support. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Elite Division at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh, and it's going to be a good one, that I can promise, ladies and gentlemen. So let's flip it over. Let's bring you back over to this beautiful screen right here, and let's do this intro style.